Hello and welcome to the channel. I'm M, and on today's video I'm going to be showing you guys how to create these simple faux cornrows with Marley hair buns. That is it, a simple hairstyle that looks great and elegant at the same time. Obviously how great it looks will depend on how well one executes it. I was personally very happy with how it looks, and I hope you guys will find this video informative. So let's get started. So firstly, I start off with some water, and water is basically the only product we're going to be using on this video. My hair is clean. I had recently washed it prior to doing this video, so I just sprayed the water over my hair just to make it a bit more softer than what it was, and then I am just going to quickly comb through it. Obviously I was doing this gently, but on the video it looks faster, hence it might look a bit rougher than what it was in actual. So once I finally managed to comb through all of the hair, and yes, I took a different comb and I parted my hair from the front all the way to the back by creating a center part that starts on my forehead and goes all the way to my nape. I did this parting twice because I was not happy with how it turned out in the first attempt. Always do this for your partings if you'd like to get them to be as straight and neat as possible. It is going to be a bit difficult because you are working alone and with the assistance of some mirrors, but please do try your best. And I use a hand mirror and a mirror that's in front of me to just check how the back looks, to ensure that I don't need to work on the parting again, and if I'm happy with it. So that parting is done, and I am just going to use this hair elastic band to tie together the hair that is on one side, because I am going to be working with the hair that is on the opposite side first prior to working with the hair that I have just tied. Now that I'm working with the hair on this side, I'm going to part that into two rows, and the line or the parting for this side will start in the front next to the center parting and come towards the side of my head and go all the way to the back. And after every parting that I do take the hand mirror and check it out to see if is it as proper as I would like it to be, or if I need to continue working on it and get it to be as straight as I would like it to be, because it's really a waste of time to move from one place to another while the place you are working in initially is not as good as you can make it. So I don't want that parting to go all the way to the back, so I am going to part almost where my ear ends and make a square at the back, and then I'm going to twist that hair. So I'm only going to do the cornrow up until this point that has a parting from next to where my ear ends to the center. This is what the partings for this side look like. Now I'm going to start cornrowing, but first I spray the hair with some more water because it had dried up and I don't like working with my hair when it's completely dry. So I'll just spray it a bit and then massage the water into the hair just to make the hair a bit damp, and once it is damp to an extent that I'm comfortable with, I start cornrowing. If you don't know how to cornrow, I will leave a link to a video that I previously uploaded that explains step by step how to cornrow. So if you have problem with cornrowing, please check that video out, or you could do a rubber band and block method. I will also link previous videos where I used that rubber band and blocks method in the description box. While I'm busy cornrowing, I always check if there isn't hair from the other section coming into this section, because if there is, I quickly just remove it before I am done, or else that is going to make my parts look untidy. And I try to brush in the hair from the sides into the cornrow. And at the end of each cornrow, I create a braid. Now on to doing the second cornrow. First, I start off with water again, spray the hair of that section, massage the water into the hair and make it damp to an extent that I am comfortable with. Then I start cornrowing from the front all the way to that parting that we made at the back.
Have a lucky number, but I got a good job. I don't have 9 lives, but when I'm around you, you make me feel invincible. I don't have wings, but I'm flying tonight, yeah, no crying, 'cause you are my home. To me, you are more than enough.
Also with this cornrow, once I am at the end of it, I start creating a 3-way braid. So now that this side is done, I'm going to do the exact same thing onto the other side, and I'm going to end up with 4 cornrows from the front going all the way to almost the back. Now back to that hair that we had sectioned out, I am just untwisting it and fluffing it out for both sides, because I did the same thing onto this side. And once that is done, I am just going to brush that hair up to make sure that the hair that is at the nape is also neatly done, and then I spray it with some water, and I'm going to hold everything together using wool. So I cut my wool and take an amount that I need for this side, and then I hold everything together, the braids from the cornrows and the hair that was parted to the back. Just hold it, take some wool and hold it with my thumb, and then I start twirling it around that section that I'm holding together. So I'm basically going to do some African threading on this section. And I do the African thread once I am almost at the end of the hair, or at the ends of the hair. I just create a knot, and then I leave that section and move on to the other section. Again, spray that section with some water, hold everything together, which are the braids from the 2 cornrows and the hair that is at the back. and then I will take my wool and I will start creating the African thread on this side as well.
That's my man. So many years, he still got me like that's my man. Oh, that is my man. Yeah, that's my man. So many years, he still got me like that's my man. That is my.
And once I am done with the African thread on this side, I just go back to the first one and I create a bantu knot with that hair, cut off the wool that I don't need and twirl around the excess wool that is left behind. Same thing onto this side, I create a small bantu knot and then I cut off the excess wool that I don't need and then twirl around the wool that is left behind, and then I am left with those small bantu knots. So I am going to be using Marley hair to create the buns that are at the back. So I take about 5 pieces of the Marley hair and use an elastic band to create a loop around the Marley hair so that I can easily attach the Marley hair onto my small bantu knots in order to create the buns. And then I put that hair to the side and take an old toothbrush, spray it with some water and brush my edges back. You're not really doing anything complicated with the edges. I usually just brush mine back, but if you want to do like a style using gel onto your edges, please feel free to do that. And I brush at any point where I feel it needs a bit more brushing. Once I'm done with that, I take this satin durag and then I am going to wrap my head with it for the night. But if you are not going to bed, you can just put this on for like 30 minutes and your hair should be sorted. This is how I wrap my hair with the durag. I don't like creating a knot at the front because it leaves a bit of a dent where the knot is. I don't know if you guys have experienced that, but that's what I've experienced in the past. So I just prefer creating the knot at the back and not at the front. So I went to bed and this is me the next day. I was up, I was ready for the day. That's why I look like this. I mean, yeah. So this is what the final product looks like. Look at that, so neat, so simple but neat and beautiful at the same time. Oh my gosh. Okay, that's what the base looks like. Now let's put on the Marley hair to create those bands. So take the elastic band and just attach it onto the bantu knots. I flipped the hair up because I want the hair to cover the small bantu knot, and then once the small bantu knot is covered, I start creating the bun by twirling the hair around that small bantu knot. And with just a bit of wrapping, a bun is created. Same thing as we did on this side, we must do that onto the other side. So I'm taking my hair and attaching it onto the bantu knot using the elastic band attached onto the Marley hair, and then closing or covering the bantu knot and then wrapping the hair around. Whether you refer to it as wrapping the hair around or twirling the hair around, as long as you're doing the circular motion with the hair, you are basically creating the bun. And that is your bun, all done and dusted. Oh, it's already so cute. I love it. Okay, now to secure those buns, I'm going to use 2 bobby pins, one for each side, and I put my bobby pin somewhere where it's very close to the cornrow so that the bobby pin can sit securely onto the hair that is on the cornrow. Same thing onto this side, securing this bun with a bobby pin. And now to give this hairstyle a bit of life, I'm going to be using these gold hair accessories. I'm just going to place 2 on each side. I don't know what these things are called individually, so I usually just refer to them as hair accessories. So I'm going to use my hand mirror just to check where I'm placing the first one, because I can't really see properly on the camera. But yeah, and this is me placing the second one, and I am going to place another 2 onto the other side on this cornrow.
So many years, you still got me like that's my man. He's always in the spotlight, but he ain't looking around.
It is giving a young auntie, it is giving a young lady, it is giving I'm cute but I'm grown. Yeah, this is what it looks like at different angles. I was very happy with the outcome of this look. I hope you learned something today and you found this video informative. If you did, please make sure that you share it with anyone who you think needs to know this knowledge. Subscribe, like, and I hope to see you on my next video. So please click that notifications bell. Bye.